I hate XRP. That is what a lot of people are saying now because of the recent Chris Larson's account getting hacked for over 213 million XRP. That is what a lot of people are saying right now when it comes to XRP not moving. Folks, I get it. We are sitting at 50 cents right now, edging towards 51 cents. But if you know exactly what you hold and you've learned what you've got, then the story would be completely different. Yes, I get it. XRP hasn't moved since January of 2018. But me personally, I'm understanding the fundamentals of XRP and how it works and how it's going to be used in the future, regardless of Ripple being here or not. This is what you have to pay attention to. Like I've always said, if you can't be here and you can't stomach the 3,000% drops, then you don't deserve the 20,000% gains. Even if that digital asset does not move for well over 5 to 6 years. I've been in XRP for almost 7 years now, and I'm numb to it. But here's the reason why I believe XRP is going to do something amazing. All right, for those that don't know, Ripple partnered with Finestra to help utilize cross-border payments, manage cross-border payments, right? Now, Finestra actually leverages ISO 20022 compliant products and native products. Finestra partnered with Ripple to help utilize cross-border payments. RippleNet is a part. When people use RippleNet, you get the choice to use on-demand liquidity, which uses XRP. Look at this. Here's the chart. Customer bank, Fusion Total Messaging, RippleNet, the bank. Well, also MasterCard, one of the world's top 10 banks in the entire world. I believe it's ranked number 2. Partnered with Finestra. Finestra partnered with Ripple. That means Ripple is partnered with MasterCard to manage and modernize cross-border payments. Here's a look. Here's the people. Here's the business. Here's the bank. Here's Fusion Total Messaging, MasterCard, everybody else. Look at that chart. Fusion Total Messaging, RippleNet, which is XRP, and inside the bank. Those two are the same, and it's very interesting that people don't understand this, right? And if you go back under Fusion Total Messaging, you will actually see right here where it says that Fusion Total Messaging, which is partnered with RippleNet, that allows you to utilize XRP on the XRPL for those cross-border payments. It shows you literally right here. This is interoperability with interbank services, including SWIFT, FinFile Act, Interact, SIC, Euro, CCOM, FedWire, TCH, real-time payments, chips, and everything else. So I get it. People are starting to become impatient when it comes to holding this digital asset, right? A digital asset has to be stable, right? People are calling XRP a stable coin. Well, if it is going to be considered a stable coin, then we have to remember the ramifications of being a stable coin, right? There's so many bills in place right now to potentially classify XRP as a stable coin. And if it's classified as a stable coin, then it more than likely will have a high set value at a high set value stable coin. Stable coins don't have to be $1. Stable coins can be a different price. I'm not saying it's going to be $10,000, but it can be a stable price, especially with the bill HRS, HRS, 4766, where stable coins are considered legal tender. And if stable coins are considered legal tender, you can back assets by a stable coin or by a legal tender. It makes sense. Why do you think everybody's talking about tokenization? Why do you think everybody's talking about digitization? That is the name of the game. And speaking of digitization and tokenization, check this out right here. With all the amendments coming through, the clawbacks are finally here. Of course, there's an issue with the automatic market maker because there was a bug found in a flaw, but that's just one minor thing. We are heading towards digitizations with this clawback feature. The clawback features allows regulatory, entities to be able to utilize a CBDC and to have the clawback feature that allows people to roll back accounts and XRP if something was considered fraud, illicit, or just downright wrong. Then you got the AMMs coming out for the automatic market maker that allows people to make passive income by way of XOS 30D. Folks, the reason why I like XRP is because it seems like there's always something happening. Always something happening. And I don't think that's going to change, because as this world continues to change, so does a digital asset. Now, you can point your finger and say, well, Bitcoin hasn't changed. I get it. Bitcoin hasn't changed. But like I've said before, there's going to be multiple kings. And when there's multiple kings rule different types of nations. There's going to be several kings in crypto. But as it comes to digitization and tokenization, you can see that since the Bitcoin spot ETFs have been approved, of course, we're going to get other ETFs, other spot ETFs for other digital assets. But as it continues to grow, and as the space continues to grow, and as Wall Street continues to come in for other digital assets for spot ETFs, and as the SEC continues to play the delay game, as they continue to play the delay game, excuse me, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Digital assets are going to evolve. And as they evolve, more people are going to want to do stuff, and more people are going to want to implement stuff on either the XRPL, on other digital assets, blockchains, or DLTs. It's going to happen, right? But we just have to be patient. Now, like I said, I know what I hold, and I know that the name of the game is changing. It's slowly changing from Bitcoin, spot ETFs, to the world of digitization and tokenization. Check this out. The Stellar Foundation, or the Stellar Organization, just posted a video saying tokenization is taking off. Make no mistake. Stellar is the network institutions are turning to bring real-world assets to the masses. And as you can see, this is the digital euro, and this is the euro stablecoin. Check this out. Let's watch it together.
Tokenization on the network reached new heights, with Stellar gaining recognition as a leader. You don't have to take our word for it. Funds managed by institutional players including Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, Bitbon, ABN AMRO, which represent tokenized real-world assets like securities, fiat currencies, gold, and more, reached a total market cap of over $340 million last year. Messari stated in its latest thesis that funds on Stellar have grown to be the large plurality of tokenized treasuries and the largest liquid instruments that any Wall Street firm have actually offered on-chain, including stablecoins. Stellar was designed for asset tokenization way back when, and we've seen its features make it an easy choice for issuers to build on and take their assets to market. Those features include like the clawback functionality and other compliance features that regulated entities are going to have to leverage. But I also want to highlight that further to SDF's mission, tokenization on Stellar is providing financial access to new customers in new markets in a new way. People who previously were not able to leverage these tools, they now can. This is what our work is all about. With tokenization, the Stellar network's strengths and SDF's mission have converged and taken hold in the real world. Tokenization may have now become a buzzworthy thing because institutional interest and fund sizes are growing and regulatory changes are making room for new opportunities. But once we really start to recognize who these financial tools are reaching that were previously excluded, and we're hoping that we see a lot more of that, what it will do for them, and what unforeseen innovations are unlocked, more people will understand that it's a game changer.
And as you see, that is the new buzz. First, it was the ICO boom. Then it was the meme coin boom. Then it was the Bitcoin spot ETF boom. And now it's the digitization and tokenization boom. Now, as you can see, there's large institutions that are starting to talk about tokenization and digitizations. Franklin Templeton is one of them. They're all for innovation when it comes to the digital asset and crypto ecosystem. And it's very important that we actually pay attention and watch what's going to happen, because once more utility kicks in, then we will see what we have been wishing and what we have been praying for this entire time when it comes to the utility bull run, because the utility bull run has not happened yet. But you can bet your bottom dollar when utility kicks in, something very special is going to happen. Maybe it's going to be the crypto super cycle, bull super cycle that we all have been dreaming and waiting for. When we wake up and we see one of our favorite digital assets that can be run off of utility go from 3 cents to $10, right? I'm just throwing a number out there. That's not what I believe, but that's very much possible. If Bitcoin can do it, why can't other digital assets, right? And folks, I do not hate XRP. Let's get that one thing clear. I actually love XRP, and there's going to be people that say, oh, Trey, why do you love XRP? I just told you why I love XRP, because XRP has utility. Do I like XLM? Of course I do, because now they're moving towards they're moving away from proof of work. Of course, they're going to have a proof of work, because proof of work was the original protocol, whereas just like it was Bitcoin and Ethereum. Do I believe proof of work is going to actually work in the long run? It's a possibility, because it's going to take a lot to create a double spin or a double spin. I forgot it right now, but it's when the mining entities have over 51% attack. It's going to take a lot to do a 51% attack on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But since Ethereum moved from proof of work to proof of stake, do I believe that? I don't know. Like that ETH going to proof of stake, there's still some things happening right now that really shouldn't be happening. Those gas fees should be completely lower. It's like we've been waiting like 5 years for the new Ethereum upgrade to happen, but it hasn't happened. So let's face it. All right, moving on. And just like I said, tokenization is extremely real world asset. Real world asset uses is coming. The name of the game is changing. And BlackRock CEO Larry Fink actually describes it for you right here. Let's listen.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own basically CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. I believe if you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things, if we know every moment who is the owner of that stock, and it's now time to vote, every individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own shares.
Is this the end of mutual funds?
I think, well, a lot of people, it's a wrapper. It's not the end of it, but I would say the dominant form of bringing products going forward will be in the form of ETFs.
So BlackRock, Larry Fink says they're moving towards tokenization and digitization. He goes off by saying a lot of things, right? And there's 3 digital assets that can do that right now. And I'm going to say that at the end, actually there's 4. And I just thought about one because he mentions voting. But the narrative is changing. You don't believe me? Here's another one. The narrative is changing. Zenfin, also known as the XDC network, who partnered with R3/4 to make the XDC digital asset the native token for settlement, says right here, transforming the future of business and trade with tokenizations. And then there's $19 trillion in the TradeFi ecosystem. And that's a lot. Like 19 trillion transacting off of the XDC network potentially. Do you know what that would do? That's ultimate utility. It says, unpacking the power of tokenization, the latest seminar tokenization for the real world. Do you see the phrase here? Real world assets. When you think of real world assets, what comes to mind? Because there's one in particular that comes to mind right now that's real world. And honestly, I don't see the Bitcoin Lightning Network or Bitcoin's blockchain transitioning to real world assets. Okay, yeah, I get it. We call Bitcoin Go 2.0. I've called Bitcoin Go 2.0. I get it. Do I like Bitcoin? Yes. Was it my first digital asset that I invested in? No. For those that don't know, my first digital asset that I invested in was Litecoin. But yeah, a term here is real world assets. Gold comes to mind when I hear real world assets. Silver comes to mind when I hear real world assets. Real world assets is exactly what it is. Real world assets that are now tokenized on some type of DLT, some type of blockchain, maybe the XRPL, maybe the Zenfin network, XDC network. Who knows? Real world assets can be tokenized. But this is a prime example right here of how they're changing the narrative. Two companies right now that I know of, and I'm pretty sure that there's more right now, are Sologenic. Sologenic was one of the first entities to say that they're actually going to be tokenizing and moving everything over. I believe this is in Canada, I believe. Don't quote me on that one. But they were the first to say that they're going to implement and tokenize products on the XRPL. And then you have, and then they're also taking part, and they're actually excited about AMM for XLS 30. But then you also have LumiShare. LumiShare focuses on the tokenization and fractionalization of real-world assets in renewable energy. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. And then you have the XDC network, where they're heading towards digitization and tokenization for the TradeFi sector. Moving on. Real quick, before I actually start talking about this right here, I do want to say that those three digital assets that I believe that are going to take part in the tokenization and digitization are XRP, XDC, and XLM. They talk about it so much, and you can literally see them talking about them. But one thing that BlackRock CEO says, Larry Fink, and let me see if I can find it again right here. He talks about voting, right? Voting. There's one digital asset that actually started implementing voting way before some time when it comes to presidential elections, any type of governmental elections, and that's the Cardano ecosystem. So XRP, XLM, XCC, and Cardano, right? Those are the four that have been doing something when it comes to real world asset use case and voting, right? Now, I'm not saying there's no voting on the other protocols, because there is, but you can see voting on those on the Cardano ecosystem. All right, moving on. Bitcoin. I thought this was pretty neat from the Bitcoin halving chart. Bitcoin Magazine posted this. $12 back in 2012 on November 28th. Halving number 2, $675 on January 9th, 2016. Dang, $675. Halving 3, $9,760. May the 11th, 2020. And halving 4, what do you think is going to be? We're already at the 5-digit mark. So there's a pattern. So this could mean that we're well on our way to an all-time high for Bitcoin. All right, moving on. I thought I had it. And this one right here, this shows the top 5 publicly traded Bitcoin holders. You got Grayscale at 487,026 Bitcoin. MicroStrategies at 189,150 Bitcoin. BlackRock, 66,200 Bitcoin. Fidelity, 59,224 Bitcoin. Propose, 32,318 Bitcoin. And then you have the US with seized Bitcoin at $130 million worth. I think that's like 2,900 Bitcoin. You have them with $130 million worth that will be potentially dumping them on the US, on us soon. All right, moving on. We got Ethereum back in the news. The ETH devs consider upgrade to the EVM, and after the Deacon hard fork, they are being committed to being non-committal. This scares me. I'm not trying to say that, but we've been waiting so long for ETH gas fees to be lower than what they are, and they have not changed. We've been waiting for sharding, which is right here. Proto deck sharding. I actually cut it short for sharding because that was supposed to really make gas fees completely lower, and they have not yet. We've been waiting for 5-6 years now, and it has not happened. But that's okay, because an Ethereum spot ETF is supposed to be approved by May. What is it, May 25th, 2024? I mean, that's what's been going around. Do I believe that's going to happen? I don't know. I mean, it makes sense because there's an ETH futures cash settlement. ETH futures cash settlement has been around for some time now, so it makes sense for ETH spot ETF to come up. But I mean, these gas fees, I mean, they've done something with the Bitcoin Lightning Network to make fees go down, but these gas fees have to change. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think sharding is going to take place anytime soon, because we've been waiting since the Bitcoin Lightning Networks came out. That's what it was, folks. When the Bitcoin Lightning Network came out, it was supposed to be a competition between who can get the lower fees, and sharding was supposed to come out back when the Lightning Network was supposed to come out. So that's a long time. But yeah, moving on. I hope that happens. All right, everybody, that'll do it for me. Looks like the market is trying to pick back up. We got Bitcoin 43,079, ETH 2,316, XRP at 50 cents. All right, y'all, that'll do it for me. If you made it this far, please make sure you hit the like and the follow button. It's a free and great to support the channel. And if you ever need to get a hardware wallet, click the link in my bio to protect your crypto. It's getting bad out there, y'all. Not your keys, not your coins. I'm a Uphold affiliate. I am a Ledger affiliate. The link's in the bio. I will see you and everybody else on the next one. Peace.